In this video, I'm going to show you guys how to start selling cards online, starting from nothing to getting a store up and running. Hey everyone, I'm Vincent from Unpack Hits. I'm a six-figure online Pokemon card seller, and today I'm going to show you guys how to get started selling trading cards. This applies for Pokemon, Magic, and all the other card games out there. And I'm going to break this video up into four main parts, and that's one, going to be deciding what marketplace you actually want to start selling on. Two, creating your account and getting it ready. 3, getting your supplies, packing supplies, things like that. And 4, actually making your listing and hopefully getting your first sale. So let's get started. Number 1, deciding what marketplace you want to sell on. So I'm from the US. I'm going to talk about the marketplaces available in the US. I know there's other ones in other countries, but the ones in the US are going to be Amazon, eBay, TCG Player, and Facebook Marketplace, but we're not really gonna count those because you want to sell online, right? The difference between the three is all of them are great. They have their pros and cons, but there's going to be some differences between each marketplace. And generally, I recommend people start on eBay. Amazon and TCG Player are going to have waiting times. Once you apply for an account, you're going to have to actually wait before they approve you to start selling. I believe on Amazon, or on eBay, I mean, that you can get started immediately. Also on eBay, it's more of an algorithmic marketplace. So no one's competing for the same listing or on the same listing. I mean, there are the same cards on eBay, but everybody has their own listing, right? You get to make your own title, you get to make your own description, you have your own photos. On Amazon and kind of on Amazon, but on TCG Player mainly, everybody is on the same listing. So if you have Charizard VMAX, everybody's selling on the Charizard VMAX listing, and typically on TCG Player, the lowest price wins. On eBay, you can compete even if you are selling a card for a bit higher of a price, if you have better photos, if you're a more trustworthy seller, right? You have better reviews, things like that. All of these factors come into play when somebody is deciding whether to choose you or somebody else on eBay. So eBay is very powerful in the sense that if you put the work in, like if you have good reviews, right? If you do your best to ship on time, you get a ton of reviews. If you have very high quality photos, or you get the angles of the cards, you're not, taking blurry pictures, things like that, you're going to get sales versus the guy that, is not putting any effort in, right? So eBay is going to teach you how to actually be a good seller. It's more customer service focused versus Amazon, which is almost like no customer service, especially if you're doing FBA. And TCG Player, I mean, there's like a little bit of, responding to messages, but it's TCG Player is pretty straightforward. So the barrier to entry in eBay is very low. So anybody, if you're watching this, you can pretty much start on eBay. Even if you're not in the US, it's available in a ton of other countries, right? So anyways, I recommend just starting on eBay, and let's just go on to the next step. And number 2 is getting your account created and getting it prepped. So getting it created is pretty simple. A lot of people ask me, do I need to start an LLC? Do I need to start a business? No, you can start with a personal account. On eBay, I know for a fact that you can start as a personal account, and then you can later on upgrade to a business account, right? Same with TCG Player. I believe you can start as a just an individual and then upgrade to business. Amazon, I know that you have to actually have an LLC or an S corp or C corp or whatever. But we're talking about eBay. In eBay, you can start as a personal account, and that's what I recommend. It's free, right? You don't have to spend $500 for an LLC, and you can get started today. So get your account created. Very simple. And after you get your account created, you're gonna want to get reviews. And you may be asking me, Vincent, how do I get reviews? Like, it doesn't make any sense, right? I just started, I haven't even listened to anything yet. Why are you telling me to get reviews? And I'm gonna share with you guys a hack, a trick that I've used in the past when creating new eBay accounts. And that is buying something off of eBay. So if you buy something off of eBay, especially from a large seller, sellers don't have time to, give all of their customers reviews, especially if they have thousands and thousands of feedback. They're getting hundreds of orders a day. They don't have time to leave you a review like personally, right? So they're going to have an automated system to, as long as somebody purchases from you, I'm just gonna leave you a review, right? So buy something. I recommend shipping supplies. If you're gonna need bubble mailers, envelopes, top loaders, things like that. Things that you're gonna use. Like you're gonna get feedback, especially if you buy from a large seller automatically. You're gonna need the supplies anyways. Might as well just buy from eBay, get a few reviews for free. And how eBay works is when you search for something on eBay, you look at the listing. Under the listing or right next to the listing is going to be the seller's name and then a number and then a percentage, right? You're just going to have 100% positive feedback, 90%, 80%, whatever. eBay doesn't care if it's seller feedback or buyer feedback. They all group it as the same thing. So if you want to get 100% feedback without even selling anything, just buy something off of eBay. And then, when you actually go to list something on eBay, when people go search for the card, they see you, they're going to see, oh, this guy has 100% feedback. Like this guy's, trustworthy or whatever. It's going to be a lot better than you just having zero, right? A little trick, a little tip. And that brings me to my next point is getting your supplies. And that's going to be your packing supplies. So every time that you sell something, that you list something, you're going to want to think about listing it, taking photos and things like that, but also how am I going to ship it, right? You don't want to be in the situation, coming from personal experience, that you sell something and then you realize that, oh, I don't have the supplies. Like, I don't have the correct size box. I don't have bubble wrap. I ran out of bubble wrap or packing paper, whatever. I mean, for you, it's probably going to be singles. So think about every time you list something, how am I going to ship it? And with single cards, it's very simple. You're just going to need a sleeve, penny sleeve, clear penny sleeve, team bag, any size team, well, not any size, but just a regular team bag. It doesn't have to be the big ones. You're going to need top loaders or a card saver. I mean, whatever you prefer. Shipping shields also are nice. They're eco-friendly. If you buy in bulk, they're like 8 cents. And you're going to need envelopes, right? Any size envelopes. Personally, I use number 10 envelopes just because I use them for a TCG player. Honestly, you can probably get smaller envelopes, maybe like the square kinds, or at least 6x4 if you're using label paper. But any envelopes is gonna work for you. And also access to a printer, right? So either you have a printer, just a normal printer that prints on 8.5 by 11. If you have a label printer, great. Personally, I use a Dymo label printer. But if you're just starting out, just a normal printer. If you don't have access to a printer, if you don't want to buy a printer, you can just go to your university, your library, print for, I don't know how much they cost, but print over there. But printers are pretty affordable nowadays. But anyways, you have your supplies. Now you're ready to actually pack things up, and now you're ready to list cards. So number 4 is listing cards. And on eBay, photos really matter, right? At a very minimum, you're gonna want to take it on a clean background, preferably a white background or black background, something where there isn't a lot of noise, so find a table, a nice clean table or something like that, and take a picture. At a minimum, 2 pictures, the front and the back. If you can take more pictures, right? If you have the patience to take more pictures, then do it. It's going to help a lot. Make sure that you don't hide anything, right? So if you have a damage on the card, right? You don't want to hide it. Don't be that guy selling a damaged card and trying to pass it off as near mint. You're gonna get complaints. So just be honest with the condition when you actually select a condition, and be honest with the photos you take, right? Don't try to mess with the lighting to make it look different, and just show the card how it is. It's going to be better for everyone, I assure you. Personally, I just use a card scanner because I'm doing so many cards, so many listings nowadays. I just do front and back, but If you can like, angle your camera to get, different all the corners and things like that, that is going to be great. But I'm going to show you guys how to make listings, because that might be confusing or difficult for some of you guys that are just starting. So I'm going to show you guys, in my opinion, the best and simplest way to make a listing without using any like automated software. All right, I'm on eBay. For the card I'm going to sell, I'm just going to type in the listing on eBay, and I'm going to search up, let's just do this one, Pikachu V full art. So I'm going to click on the first one because usually they are first for a reason. And I'm just going to go scroll down to where it says sell now. And here it's going to fill out everything for me. And I just need to make a few tweaks and then I can get my listing up. Here, add your photos, and then go down to the title. This title is all right, but I want to make it a little bit longer to get it close to the 80 character limit. So I'm just going to do Pokemon TCG near mint, make it a little bit more specific. After that, take a look at your item category. Make sure it's in CCG individual cards, which this is great. And I noticed that the store category here is wrong, so I'm just going to change it to Pokemon singles. A lot of you guys are not going to have store categories, so if you don't have it, don't worry about it. Item specifics, I'm going to do the recommended ones because it's Vivid Voltage and it was made in 2020, so I'm going to do that. These all look fine, so I'm just going to skip it. Now condition, do ungraded for singles and be truthful with your condition. I'm going to just do near mint, for example, but you can always click this to look at the guide if you need help. For descriptions, you don't have to do anything too crazy. Here's my default template here. I just go copy the title and then I go and I paste it in, and that's pretty much all that I do. You can also just simply use the AI description. I don't really pay too much attention to the description because honestly it would take me too long if I wrote like a paragraph for each. For the pricing, here's what I like to do. I like to go to where it says sold items, go to show only, and then show only the sold items. I guess for this I should take a look at this specific card. So I'm just going to copy paste it into the thing, and I'm going to take a look. Like $15, $18, $15 plus shipping. Let's see, $20 shipped. I'm just going to do $18, but you can do this to get an idea of how much your card is worth and price it based on that. Offers, if you want to let people lowball you, go ahead. Package weight, I just do 1 ounce, 661. This is going to let you do like 75-cent shipping. For the shipping policy, I have policies, but make sure, I'm going to show you guys the policy that I have here. So this is how you guys get stamps basically. Make sure you do eBay standard envelope for under $20 items. And this is going to be very important. You can ship things for under 75 cents, which is great. And after that, that is pretty much it. Just scroll down to where it says list it and you are good. Let me know if you found this helpful by giving this video a like and subbing. But other than that, thank you for watching. Hopefully you learned something.